I did a random generator. Do you trust me?
Yes, do the random generator, John.
All right, I did it already. Serpentine draft, right?
Yes.
Okay. Snake draft.
Snake draft. The picks in order: Josh 1, Connor 2, Nick 3, me 4.
Okay.
Fair?
All right.
Yep.
Oh.
Josh, you're up with the first pick.
Will Ferrell.
Wow.
Will Ferrell. See, now I'm going to go with people that I've actually seen. So, like, I know that a lot of the rankings are going to have people from before my time. I'm going to go with people that I very much enjoyed. Will Ferrell, easily my number one.
So using that logic, like John is going to have the most people at his disposal because he's
100%.
the oldest by far.
Theoretically, yeah.
100%.
Will Ferrell, I put the star next to his name because that means he's the first overall pick. Connor?
I will go with Chris Farley as my first pick.
Very good.
Not bad.
Nick.
Tina Fey.
Wow, interesting.
Okay,
it was
so
very
that,
early on my board.
That takes her out of the weekend update.
Yes,
she would not have been in my top, and she would not have been in my top 3 women either.
Interesting.
Wow.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my picks, I have the next 2. I was gonna do, if I had an earlier pick, I was gonna put this person. Well, I was gonna put another person first, but because I want it to be symbolic, my first pick is Phil Hartman. If I were starting the show from scratch, he would be the first guy I would hire.
Wow.
Absolutely, first guy I would hire.
Okay.
Second pick, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, good pick.
John, everyone speaks about Eddie Murphy coming on SNL as like this religious experience, that it like changed everything. How funny he was, the timing of when he arrived.
Well, I think it was more that than anything else, because the year after all the originals left was rough. Yeah. And people thought, of the bazillion times people thought this show is dead, that was the first time people thought this show is dead. And then Eddie joined, I think it was midway through either season 5, season 6. I don't remember what it was. And he just, when he was on camera, he took over everything. And he was amazing.
Yeah.
Nick?
Jason Sudeikis.
Nice.
All right. What's that? Is there a ding ding man in the neighborhood?
That's my clock. It means it's 2:00. It's 2:00. ABC News. I'm
going with Sandler. I'm going with the Sandman here.
Wow.
I feel like I got 2 pretty good picks at the top of the board.
It's a good pick.
Yeah. And they were great together.
Yeah,
they were.
John, can I pick a Weekend Update person and designate them now for Weekend Update?
Oh yeah, okay.
Absolutely. I'm gonna do Norm. I'm just gonna go for huge Weekend Update value. Yeah, I got to get that in, especially because Nick I would have been very okay with going with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, but I'm going to go with Norm and D'Lo, who is just all sorts of triggered about this entire draft, does have the person that I was going to go with next, and that is Bill Hader.
Damn it.
Go with Bill Hader for
Josh,
my.
man,
Bill Hader was on my list.
That crushes me. So, Josh, you're picking again.
No, Bill Hader.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because
I didn't know you made that
Weekend Update.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, sorry, John. Didn't mean to destroy your draft.
No. All right, Connor. Now it's you.
Okay, I got a sleeper here. These guys have been picked. Hader was a great pick by you, Josh.
I just watched the Purple Sketch again today.
It was a pretty good pick.
This guy would not have been. Gosh, now I feel bad because I feel like I need to find a better name. I feel like I need to find a better name than this. Okay, let's just go. Let's just do it since we're going off. And Nick already got last. So we're gonna go with Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan's good.
I love Tracy Morgan.
Dude, that thing last night where Eddie Murphy was being Tracy Morgan on Black Jeopardy was I love his impression.
Really
I was losing it.
My third pick
that might be my reach so far.
Andy Samberg.
Oh, that's a good one, Nick.
I think that's your best pick so far.
That's a really good one, Nick.
Is that how you spell Samberg, by the way? SAMBERG? Is that right?
I think it's, maybe. Yeah, he might be a Sam.
BERG.
Yeah, you got it right, John.
Okay. I had time to prep for this because, sitting on an airplane for 3 hours. Got a good list here so far.
John kept sending us emails last night. I feel so bad.
God.
I didn't figure any of you guys would pick him, but again, I'm picking him because he was the first superstar, but John Belushi.
Yeah.
The first superstar of the show. And then I got a feel. I mean, Josh took my weekend update pick. Norm Macdonald was the GOAT.
He is so funny.
So I am going to go ahead and use my weekend update. And
Okay.
I hope I am preemptively striking against both Connor and Nick. But I am going to go with Colin Jost and Michael Che.
Good pick.
Good pick.
They are the funniest thing about present day Saturday Night Live, in my opinion.
Wow, look at this. An early run on weekend update hosts. This is like a bunch of tight ends going off the board in the third round.
Tell me if you think I'm right. I mean, there's been a lot of them.
I'm with you, John. That would have been my next team.
I don't think there are more than 4 or 5 that I really liked. Teams or ankles that I was like, man,
ankles.
that dude, that person or those people slap.
I agree. I like Jost and Che, although they weren't my first pick for Weekend Update. They were my second. My Weekend Update pick, John,
are you picking it now?
is Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers literally does a show kind of in that exact same vein now. So,
Yeah.
you know, he of all the people who have done Weekend Update, he might have been like the best in terms of just pure news hosting.
Plus, the chemistry he would have with all the other actors, like Drunk Uncle and Seth Meyers, fantastic combo.
Very good stuff. Very good stuff.
Connor,
We're back to me.
your fourth pick.
I'm going to take a guy that is much less funny now, but he was funny when he was a cast member on SNL, Jimmy Fallon.
It's a good pick.
Dude, Jimmy Fallon laughing at the jokes.
Mhm.
Always funny. Always funny to me.
It's good.
Next 2 picks, Josh.
You know what? I'm gonna go back-to-back women. I'm gonna go with Amy Poehler, and I'm gonna go with Kristen Wiig with my next
Kristen
two.
Wiig is,
my
she
next
was high
two
on the
picks
board.
right now. No, I don't get the Poehler
my top
Faye
woman.
combo, but man, Amy Poehler is so freaking funny. She makes me laugh so hard.
Interesting. Okay, those were 2 of the top 4 women I had on my board.
Yeah, that would have been the top woman for me.
Which one?
Kristen
Poehler
Wiig
or
was
Fig
my
or Wig?
first. Wig was my first.
Wig was my first. So I'll take the second woman on my board here as we're on a run on women.
Don't say that. That's a bad sentence.
I'll take Molly Shannon. Give me Molly
Oh!
Shannon.
That's a
Molly
good
Shannon.
pick. It's a very good pick.
Oh, man, that's good. Nick?
I think I'm going to go with Kenan Thompson.
Keenan.
The guy who was literally born to be on this show because he was doing the Nickelodeon version of it for years.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's good. Okay, well, oh boy. I think I feel pretty comfortable with one person that I have in mind that I don't think any of you guys will take, so I'm going to save that person.
Yep, same.
So I'm gonna swing for the fences here. Give me Bill Murray
Nice.
and Dana Carvey.
Very
Someone
good,
way
very
before our generation and someone for me, like right before my generation.
Dana Carvey is top 5 performers all time on that show, in my opinion. I mean, so many great characters. Very funny. Could obviously he was a supporting cast on Wayne's World, but Church Lady and the funniest thing he does is Ross Perot. I loved his Ross Perot.
Very funny.
It was hilarious. All right, Nick.
Similar vein to you, John. I'm pretty comfortable with a couple of my picks, so I'm going to go with Mike Myers for number 5.
Oh man,
I can't believe it took until now for Mike Myers to go off the board, if I'm being honest.
I am too.
I figured he would have been one of the first.
I am too. Connor?
Are we back to me?
Yep.
Give me where is my list here? Give me Fred Armisen.
Damn
it.
I was just about to pick him. I love Fred Armisen so
Sorry,
much.
you were too late.
All right, I guess I'm not confident in that one anymore.
Josh Peterson.
So I got 2. I'm gonna go with Daryl Hammond.
Oh, that is a good
Daryl Hammond.
I feel like Happer, when I think of the voice saying a cast member's name, Hammond is actually the first person that shows up.
100%, yes.
And I'm going to go with someone who has I think a high floor or a high ceiling. The floor might be a bit lower, but we saw one of her sketches last night. I'll go with Rachel Dratch.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, Debbie Downer is really good, but her and Will Ferrell in the hot tub segment is always one of my.
Got that? Yeah.
I literally can do that sketch. I love that sketch, but I think that
I do love that sketch.
Yeah, her and Debbie Downer is very good.
Connor Happer.
Give me Kate McKinnon. Kate McKinnon.
Oh, John loves. Kate.
John, where was she on your board, John?
She was not.
Wow.
John hates Kate McKinnon.
It was good on the show, but her damn cell phone commercial aired the whole football season like 5 years ago, and I wanted to reach through my TV and just say, "Leave my TV now,
wow.
please." All right, Nick.
By the way, Odson John pointing out you spelled Dratch wrong. There's no S.
Oh, how is it spelled? I'm sorry.
Take the C out of there, or the
just,
S.
Is it
yeah,
that?
There you go.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure. I'm sorry. Nick?
I'm going to go with Vanessa Bayer. She's hilarious.
Bayer. Which one is that?
Is it Bayer like the aspirin?
Oh, I like Vanessa Bayer.
She's funny. Yeah, she's funny. I like her.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, I was really worried, Josh. I was really worried because I think you have this person in mind. Maybe.
Okay.
I'm going to go host.
Host.
Give me Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
I was worried when you were making your picks that you might grab him, but he is the best host ever on that show. I mean, when he does the Continental, and of course we all remember the cowbell sketch, but every time he was on that show, he did something.
That story about how he went to David Grohl and asked how Foo Fighters, where the emphasis was.
Foo Fighters.
Like, oh, it's on Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters. Why don't you call them the Foo Fighters?
Let's see.
John Bishop.
Man, you took so many of the good women off the board.
But you didn't.
But you didn't take Gilda Radner. She was amazing.
Yeah. So John is going to get all the votes from the people who are just older than us.
Old heads are going to say John killed us.
Yes.
Yeah. And listen, I'm trying to be as I do have Colin Jost and Michael Che, so I do have little something modern here. So anyway. Nick?
Hot Danger asks, Norm hasn't been taken yet. Do you not care about update? Hot Danger. I took Norm number 2 overall for me.
Yeah. Norm's on the board.
Yeah, he was the 8th pick of the draft.
Yeah, he went very high.
Yeah, here come the old heads. D-Lo, this thing is over. Dave, John is just winning. Here we go. Unreal. Congrats to the old heads.
Number 7 has got to be Pete Davidson for me.
Oh,
I did not think of him for some reason. I
can tell you why.
Because he's not funny?
Because he's not funny. I hate Pete Davidson. He sucks. No offense, Nick.
Okay.
Nick
right. With the unfunny team so far.
I was saving. I was going to pick this person 8th no matter what. A personal favorite of mine. Nobody else was going to pick him. Give me Horatio Sands.
Nice. I was considering him.
Really? Wow.
Oh, yeah. Horatio Sands. What was the sketch that he did when he was like in the dorm room? That one where he was like doing a webcam show?
Yeah. Well, that was the one where they were from Boston, right? Like, Johnny, did you get that? It was with Fallon and those guys. Yes. I always remember him holding the piano when they did the Christmas song, and Jimmy Fallon played the piano. Yeah, I love Horatio Sands. I'm in on it.
All right, so Connor has filled his 8.
I'm just going straight down the line.
Now, of course, he has the advantage now that everyone else is now. Someone could still take someone off the board who was a cast member who also did update. But you're in pretty good shape there. So,
Josh,
you
can just block me out if you want.
Josh, what do you got?
I'm going to go with a host who is also at one point on the cast, but I'll go with John Mulaney as my host. Obviously, very, 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 very funny person. And then I'm gonna go back and
Mulaney?
I'll
I'll double check. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Keep going. It's spelled wrong.
And then I will go with. So how many? I have 2 cast members left. All right, I'm going to go with one that I think is going to get picked. And then I'm going to save the other one for later. I'll go with Will Forte here for my number 7. Will Forte.
McGruber. I love McGruber.
You guys have left me in an interesting position here.
Well, you're down to your specialists now.
Right. And I'm not picking a weekend update because I already know what that is going to be and nobody else is going to pick it. So you guys have already picked it.
Yeah,
so
you can save that
I'll
for
just
later.
wait. I'm just going to take. Do I want to be more liked or do I want to be more me? That's the question.
Be you.
Be me. The me pick is Ryan Gosling, the GOAT, host Saturday Night Live.
That was a really good one.
I love Ryan Gosling.
I don't know how to spell Gosling.
I think Gosling, just one S maybe.
Is it? I'll look it up.
Yeah, you got it.
Nick.
I will also be picking my host now. And when I think of a good SNL host, I like one that feels like they blend right in with the cast, what they're doing. I think that makes for the best shows.
Donald Trump.
I think Justin Timberlake is my favorite SNL host.
A good pick.
Very good. Yeah, he can do a lot of different stuff.
That's what I would have picked, but I had to be me, as John said. Jimmy Gosling.
Okay, so I have, obviously,
pick.
no point in doing a music pick because we'll all have someone completely different. So now,
Not the Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at my master board here.
I don't even know why we're picking music. Why are we picking musical guests?
Because it's important.
Because it's part of the show. It's part of the history of the show.
There's been some bangers on there, Happer.
Yeah, Happer bangers.
I love music.
All right, next pick, John Lovitz.
Nice.
And this is the female
pick.
Off
the board.
We did.
This is the female pick I didn't think anyone would take, but I thought she was hilarious. Jan Hooks. Jan Hooks was really, really good. Really, really good. And that rounds out my 8.
Cool.
Except for music, of course.
I never heard of Jan Hooks.
She was she was Sinead O'Connor.
Oh, okay.
Which was really good. But she did a lot. She was very versatile, could do a lot of different things.
My last pick, I'm really debating between two people, but I think I'm going to go with Bobby Moynihan.
Really?
Do you know that this means, and the only reason I didn't pick him is because I just wasn't around. This means that none of us are going to have Chevy Chase. Which is pretty wild.
You know, he was on for 1 year.
He was only on for 1 year.
Really good, but it was 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I mean, he was good.
Yeah.
But I just, you know, in terms of, I don't know. I didn't think the show lost anything when he left.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Okay. Is it me?
It's you, Happer. You have your weekend update.
I have my music.
And you have your music.
I'll just do the music one first.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Because it doesn't matter either way.
True.
So I could just say Billy Joel, and then it would just be Billy Joel.
That would be you.
He's my favorite guy. But I feel like I got to get something that would be popular for other people. Let's see what generation. Maybe I'll tap into the youths. Sabrina Carpenter. She did it last night. There you go. Get her. Give me Sabrina Carpenter. She's the best. I love Sabrina Carpenter. Nobody has any reaction to that. Thank you.
No, I like Sabrina Carpenter. She's
Okay.
good.
Great.
I don't even know who that is.
Thank you.
Josh, your last 2 picks.
Man, I kind of want to go with an old just to get some of the votes from the olds. I can't believe that he's on here, and I've seen a few of them, so might as well throw him in here. I'll go Dan Aykroyd as my number 8 because he's still somehow on the board. And
John, you couldn't pick Dan Aykroyd. Why are you all like, oh?
What do you mean? What do you mean I couldn't pick him?
Well, like
he could have because he could have done Blues Brothers.
Which is what I was going to do.
Let's go! What a steal!
Now you suck,
Great
John.
steal, Josh.
Okay,
I'll go with someone.
And you're not even picking it because you liked him.
He was funny.
You're trying to gain favor with the olds. It's too late. I've already got that vote.
Hey, Dave Fight, Josh D'Lo, come vote for my team. You know you want to. I'll go with another person who performed last night. He did the suite from the end of Abbey Road. I'll go Paul McCartney for my music.
You love the Beatles.
I love the Beatles. I was jamming to that song last night.
I'm surprised you didn't pick. The Athletic podcast at double speed.
Okay, so for the
Connor?
weekend update host, I can't. Here's the list of what I can't do. I can't take Norm. I can't take Che and Jost. I can't take anything that involves either Seth Meyers, Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, Jimmy Fallon. Right, like any combination of those people.
Correct.
Okay, and so that takes out a lot of options right there. I guess I could take Chevy Chase as a weekend update host.
Yes, you
Good.
could.
He was the OG.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
That is good. That's good.
I'm kind of
That's good.
surprised, Happer. I thought you were going to go with the guy who was like, I'm trying to remember what era he was from. The dude who was the dude, John, that was after Norm?
Kevin Nealon,
Kevin Nealon. Or was Nealon before him?
Dennis
my
Miller.
No, Nealon was either right before or right after Norm.
No, I'm thinking of a different person. I'll figure out who it is that I thought.
Colin
Happer
Quinn?
would go. Colin Quinn. That's who I thought you were going to go with, Happer.
Colin Quinn. Colin Quinn was definitely my era, but I don't know if he was very good. So yeah.
All right, Nick. I assume you're going with the Greenland chimpanzees or whatever that music act was.
Yeah. Now I could do what Happer did, and I could pander.
Pander.
And pandering is good because Olivia Rodrigo had a really good performance.
I
But
should have picked her.
I'm gonna go with my heart and pick The Strokes.
John, your thoughts?
I have no thoughts.
There you go. No thoughts. From
Man, Josh, that was savvy, man. I was going to go with the Blues Brothers so I could get act right.
Earlier, John said,
And
I'm not worried about
already had
picking music.
Belushi's. I'm gonna slightly pander here,
Nice.
but it also was a good music act on the show, and it's not even one of my favorites. I could have gone with Huey. Huey's the best. I don't think AC/DC ever performed on SNL, or if they did, I don't remember it. Stibbs, this one's for you. I'm going Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam.
Wow, look at that.
Pandering to Stibbs. Classic.
This is a good one from
Mark-
Chance, ladies and gentlemen. The Weekend. I mean, it has given us the meme for the weekend. That's a
Ladies and
pretty
gentlemen,
solid
The Weeknd.
one.
John, AC/DC was on SNL on March 18th of 2000.
Oh
Wow.
no!
I didn't remember it. But either way, I mean,
Do you want 2000 AC/DC though?
I want any AC/DC. It's better than any of the music that's on this board right now. But there you go. There it is. You know, I think of all, obviously I went older and Nick went younger, but it's pretty balanced. More balanced than I would have expected. And there are some names on here I would not have expected to see on this board.
See, the problem here is it doesn't actually matter who really won because everybody's just going to vote for the names that they feel are the most familiar on the list.
Yeah.
And they would have voted that regardless of whose team they're on.
Sure.
So this is, I think I won, but everybody thinks they won.
Oh, I think I crushed it.
All
Same.
the old also think John crushed it.
Josh, do you
Damn
think
right,
you
because
won?
we're smart.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my. I'm pretty happy with my list of folks here. I think that I have the best weekend updater, and I think that I have Will Ferrell, so I'm feeling like automatically awesome. Just with those two
To
right
be
there.
fair, I mean, I like mine. I like Josh's second.
Is it
Connor's a close third.
Is it weighted in any way? Do you get more points for having an especially good host or weekend update person?
I mean, it always helps.
Yeah.
So the way I was kind of thinking about this is the cast members that have all grown bigger than Saturday Night Live in one way or another, other than Bobby Moynihan.
Definitely not.
So you were
Kenan
doing
Thompson.
yours.
That's kind of the mindset I had, the angle I was taking. Most of the people in my list were big also after SNL.
Well, but I mean, you could say that about most of our lists. I mean, Eddie Murphy was the first, well, not the first, but he was one of the first big superstars that came out of the show. Belushi, Murray, Carvey, they were all movie stars. Tina Fey went on to write successful TV series. Kenan Thompson's been everywhere. Mike Myers, Farley and Sandler,
For sure.
I
huge.
should have
And then
pandered
Josh
more.
Farrell. I honestly, Bill Hader, what has he done outside of the show?
Barry.
Well, he
Yeah,
did
Barry.
Barry.
Okay.
He goes
Amy
and meets with Matt Parker and Trey Stone every summer to write South Park.
Yeah, I mean, we all got a pretty good balance of the people that also crossed into the mainstream. I want to call
Tim
him.
Meadows would have been a good pick.
By the
for
way,
somebody.
my
Tim
favorite
Meadows
comments
would have been a good
are ones like this from Zeb. No offense, Zeb, but Zeb says, "How did Farley not get picked? Farley was the second overall pick, so I don't know."
Yes,
he was literally the second pick that we had.
Chris Farley is Connor's pick.
This is why we shared the screen so you guys can see it.
A couple of names.
I am curious. I am curious if we have missed an obvious one.
Yeah,
Well,
Maya Rudolph. Somebody said earlier that nobody picked Maya Rudolph, and
that's not
true.
bad.
Maya Rudolph was on my list, and then it's funny. Sometimes you just get going in the draft, and you have it a little bit, because I never put together a board. I was just going off of a variety of lists, just kind of scroll around and see, okay, who did I miss? And eventually, Maya Rudolph just kind of fell off. In terms of Jan, I know you're going to hate this one, but in terms of bands, Nirvana was not picked, and a good one from Tony in terms of host, Steve Martin. Steve Martin was very much a host that I was considering.
Yes,
but
he's been on a million times.
I thought Steve Martin didn't count because I thought we had that rule where a host couldn't also be someone who was formerly a cast member.
No, he was never a cast member.
No, I thought he was. I thought he was one of the main guys when it first started.
Nope. He was one of the very first. I mean, I think he was the first member of the Five Timers Club as far as being a host. He was on a lot, usually annually. Another host that wasn't picked but was on a ton was John Goodman.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin, another one that was mentioned.
And Alec Baldwin. Baldwin shows were pretty good too.
Star Wars League mentioned Jason Sudeikis. Sudeikis went 6th overall. Sudeikis went pretty early.
I mean, I have nothing against Sudeikis. I'm surprised it went that high. A
sleeper I felt I had from my era that I probably could have picked 8th was Taron Killam. Because he's just one of those guys he's there, but he was pretty consistently there. He did a lot of things. He was always kind of funny. It was like a consistent.
See, I'd rather you be funny than there.
He was funny, but he was like a utility kind of player,
I got you. That's kind of what there was a lot of. I mean, that's what Keenan basically has been for 30 years now.
Yeah. Or 40.
Oh, hey, by the way, Odson has tweeted at us, and he has another person we didn't pick was Chris Rock. But you know what, man, I never really consider him, famous for his SNL stuff. I always think of him after SNL. Martin Short, Tim Meadows, David Spade.
Martin Short, I really did like Martin Short.
You really don't like Martin
I do.
Short?
I love Martin Short.
Okay. Martin Short was good. I'm trying to remember what
Hanks for host is classic. God,
I should have picked Hanks. Hanks was good. I was trying to think of this last night because I was debating whether to put him on my list, but going back to Chris Rock, really good outside the show. I'm trying to remember what memorable things he did inside the show.
I know him mostly as a host of the show. I think of him mostly as a host of the show.
Right.
Another host that I thought really hard about was Adam Driver. Adam Driver is a very good host.
Pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Of the current era and last decade, I would say he is one of the best. They always seem to bring out the best.
You could have gone sports to pander to the sports crowd. You could have gone Peyton Manning,
Charles Barkley.
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson.
that was one of the funniest jokes of the thing last night. Is like over 800 people have hosted, and only 2 of them have murdered somebody.
It's a beautiful
did you,
thing.
John? Did you see any of the stuff from last night?
I saw some clips this morning on X.
Did you see the thing that Tom Hanks introduced where it was like an in memoriam? Okay, when he was like, "You guys laughed, so you should be canceled." That was really funny because OJ showed up in there. Those sketches, there were some that were just hilarious. Absolutely,
lots of blackface.
Yes, when it was like all the faces and it just blurred them out. That destroyed me. Oh my gosh,
it was like a super fast montage.
Yes. Oh, that was good. Good stuff.
All right. Well, there it is. We'll save it and post it to social as well. But and we'll let you vote. So we'll let you vote on who you thought won.
A good thing from here is like who has the best collection of sketches that you would include by these. Yeah. Like you could do. I mean, that's a whole nother.
I love Josh's pick of Rachel Dratch because you do get the hot tub sketch.
Hot tub.
Yeah, like if you just take one sketch from each of your people, who has the best collection?
Well,
after that.
And that was the reason why I picked Phil Hartman first, because he was in so many and could be a good role player, but obviously unfrozen caveman lawyer. This is one of the best.
Oh yeah.
The anal retentive chef, his Bill Clinton impersonations, his Frank Sinatra when he would host the Sinatra group and would just, insult everybody. Just so good at everything. So I got a lot of sketches there. Eddie Murphy. The one of the first sketches I remember that I thought was risque was when Eddie Murphy did the knockoff of Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. It was that always made me laugh. So I've got those. Nick, what do you got? You've got now what Nick has, the film shorts, because Andy Samberg and those film
he has
shorts,
Lonely Island stuff.
You definitely want it on the digital shorts
So
category.
the digital shorts thing, I think, are important overall because they made those for YouTube, and then people started to go to YouTube to watch those, and that's kind of what I think started the ball rolling for YouTube even more to grow the way it did.
And
Bobby
and with
Moynihan,
Mike Myers going fifth. I mean, Mike Myers was in so many good sketches. The Sprockets which was really good.
What was the thing that they did before the digital shorts? It was like the Cartoon Planet or something like that, or Cartoon
TV Funhouse.
TV Funhouse.
Yeah, that's the
TV Funhouse. TV Funhouse.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they did that. Now they did do some film. John Belushi was in a famous one very early on when they went like 50 years into the future, ironically, and he was the last surviving cast member. That was one of the early film shorts that they did back in the day. Obviously not as many as they did later.
Saturday TV
I'm pissed
Funhouse.
that Happer got Fred Armisen because Fred Armisen is just one of my favorite comedians. It's his comedy, and then the way he does like music with the comedy is really great. All of his Californian stuff just kills me. I love the Californian. Same
Was
with
he?
Bill
Well, was he the one who had the joke last night, or was it Mulaney, the Kevin Spacey joke?
That was
That
him.
was like-
That was Fred Armisen.
It was Armisen. Oh my gosh, that was John. Did you see that? It was this.
I did not.
It was this thing
And
where they were
everybody
just
behind him was just like,
yeah, they were talking to a bunch
You're
of
just
people in
like,
the
"Yep."
audience, and he was like, "I can't wait for the next time when he hosted." Oh my gosh, when Kevin Spacey hosted, it was very funny.